The ocean breeze ruffled Maya's hair as she gazed at the turbulent waves crashing against the rocks. The raw power of nature mirrored the turmoil in her own heart. Tonight was the full moon, a night when the veil between reality and myth was thinnest. It was also the night of her grandmother's ritual, a tradition meant to connect them with their ancestors and guide them through life's uncertainties. But Maya hesitated. The village elders considered the rituals arcane, remnants of a time better forgotten. Even her mother, ever the pragmatist, had urged her to abandon such old ways for logic and science. Yet Maya felt drawn to the sea, to the rhythm of the waves that had lulled her to sleep as a child and soothed her fears as a teenager. She missed the connection her grandmother had shared, the sense of belonging to something larger than herself. With a deep breath, she pulled the hood of her cloak tighter, shielding her face from the wind. The sea might be a fickle mistress, but tonight she offered solace, and Maya walked towards the shore. The salty spray kissed her cheeks, invigorating her senses. The rhythmic crash of the waves was a lullaby, soothing the unrest in her soul. Reaching a secluded cove, she saw an old weathered boat bobbing gently on the water. This was her grandmother's vessel, the one that had carried her to the heart of the sea, both literally and metaphorically, as she stepped into the boat. Memories flooded back, her grandmother's calloused hands guiding hers, teaching her how to navigate the waves, how to listen to the whispers of the wind. Tears welled up in Maya's eyes, blurring the horizon where the twilight sky met the stormy sea. The boat rocked steadily, anchored by an unseen force. As Maya set sail, the wind caught the sails, propelling her away from the shore. The familiar ache in her heart eased, replaced by a strange calm. She navigated by the stars, guided by an inner strength that surprised her. The storm around her seemed to mirror the turmoil within. Yet somehow, amidst the chaos, she felt a sense of peace. In the solitude, she heard a voice, not of the wind, but of the sea. It echoed in her soul, resonating with the deepest yearnings of her heart. And then she saw it, a lighthouse piercing the darkness, its beam cutting through the storm clouds. Hope surged through her like a lifeline, guiding her towards safety. With renewed determination, she steered towards the light. The lighthouse becoming her north star, promising solace from the tempest. The boat dipped and swayed, but Maya held firm. She was a descendant of a long line of women who had navigated life's choppy waters. Her grandmother's voice echoed in her ear, steady and reassuring, urging her onwards. The wind screamed, testing her resolve, but Maya's grip tightened on the tiller. She was not merely sailing a boat, she was charting her life's course. The storm reached its crescendo, winds howling like wolves, waves crashing like thunder. Yet the lighthouse remained her beacon, a testament to endurance and hope. As abruptly as it started, the storm abated. The wind's angry howl turned into a soft sigh, the waves from crashing giants to gentle giants. A hush fell, broken only by the lapping of waves against the hull. Dawn broke, painting the sky in hues of rose and gold. The sea, now calm, reflected the tranquil sky. Maya, exhausted but exhilarated, anchored the boat. Looking back, she saw the lighthouse, no longer a distant beacon, but a towering presence close to shore. Stepping onto the beach, she shivered, not from the morning chill, but from the profound transformation within. The storm had stripped away uncertainty, leaving behind clarity and strength. The sea, her grandmother, the lighthouse, or ancestors all had come together to guide her. The turmoil in her heart had become a compass, pointing her towards resilience. Now, with the sunrise, a new day dawned in Maya's life. The sea had tested her, but it had also affirmed her spirit. Standing tall, she looked towards the horizon, ready to face whatever lay ahead, knowing she was not alone. The whispers of her ancestors, the strength of her grandmother, and the unwavering support of her community were with her every step of the way. The ocean breeze no longer carried the chill of uncertainty, but the warmth of newfound strength. As she turned to leave, she noticed a smooth, flat stone nestled between the rocks. Picking it up, she felt a connection, a history etched within its grains. It was as if the sea itself had given her a token of their communion. Placing the stone in her pocket, she started her journey back to the village. No longer was she merely Maya, the troubled young woman wrestling with doubt. She was Maya, the sailor, the descendant of a proud lineage, the keeper of traditions, and, most importantly, the beacon of hope for herself and her people. Her steps were lighter, her gaze firmer, her heart surer of its course. The storm had passed, and in its wake it had left her stronger, more connected, and more determined than ever before. As she walked, she hummed a tune, a melody that spoke of the sea's fury and the triumph of the human spirit. The full moon tonight had not brought answers, but it had brought revelation. The storm within her had found its anchor, and she was ready to steer her life towards the calm waters of certainty and self-belief. The sea had tested her, but it had also affirmed her spirit.